Today on Big Dog Reviews, we have the ZooGue Leather Case Genius from ZooGue.com. It retails at a price of $49.99 with $3 shipping. At least that was what it was to my location. It's a case I've been wanting to look at for a while. It's got a lot of features on it. And so let's go ahead and crack it open and see what it looks like. As you can see, it's in a bag, not in a box, which is different, but I think kind of a cool different. And so we crack open the actual bag, pull out the case, and it's in another bag. We're going to put this bag aside. And as you can see, it's made for the iPad 2nd, 3rd generation right there. You've got a lot of the features that comes with this case. We're going to talk about those as we go through the review. So let's get this thing open and see what it looks like. Alright, as we dig into this review of the ZooGue Case Genius, the first thing I want to say is one of the things that kept me from buying the 1st generation Case Genius from ZooGue was the fact that their logo was just extremely large on the 1st edition. They made that much better on the 2nd edition, but now on the 3rd edition, as you can see, you've only got the small logo right here on the front of the case. It's very classy looking. It's pretty much like the industry does. Small logo. It doesn't draw a lot of attention, but it does let people know who made the case. Likewise, on the back side of the case, you can see a small ZooGue logo on the lower right-hand corner, and that's all the branding you have on the case. So for me, that was a welcome change, and is one of the reasons why I went on ahead and invested in this case as well. So as we look at this case, you can see there's a lot of cutouts. The cutouts are well placed for all the ports, and we're going to see how that looks once we get an iPad in there. And you can see there's all kinds of different features, and we're going to go over those once the iPad is actually in the case. Alright, now we have an iPad 3 ready to go into the ZooGue Case Genius. And so what we need to do first is get this flap here that actually secures the iPad in place up. And the iPad slides right in. It's a snug fit, but it's not bad. It goes in very easily. You push it all the way to the edge. And then in order to secure the iPad 3, you take this strap and you fold it right underneath. There's Velcro underneath this. And now your iPad is secure in the case. It's not going to go anywhere. One of the great features of this case is the fact that there are magnets in the front cover of this case so that the smart cover feature does work through the leather. So that's a great feature of the case. But let's start taking a look at the entire case. As you can see on the front, there are these 2 strips, and these are Velcro strips. They are there so that you can put the case in a variety of different stand views. We'll see that in a little bit. But as we go around the case, we'll take a look here at the top. We see cutouts for all the most important things: the sleep-wake button, the mic, and the headphone port. We go around to this side and we see that it's pretty well covered, pretty well protected. The corners aren't, but these are hard corners here that will protect the corners of your iPad, so that's very well done. We go to the very bottom, we see an opening for the speaker, and we also see an opening for the dock connector. It's very well accessible. You're not going to be able to put this in any, say, the iPad dock or a bedside dock or an alarm dock or anything like that, but you're still going to be able to charge it while in the case. We go over to the other side of the case, and we see the volume rocker as well as the mute switch or the orientation lock, whichever you had that set for. We go to the back of the case and we see that there's a wide opening for the camera. I haven't noticed anything yet, but as you can see, there might be a little bit of shadow effect coming down from time to time depending upon where light hits the top of your case. I haven't seen that happen, but that may be something you want to look at. On the back side, you see there's a hand strap, and there are many uses for this hand strap. You can take it around to the front and secure the front of your ZooGue case so that it will stay shut. You don't have to worry about that at all. And then it goes right back to the back and gets out of the way for you. Likewise, as you open the case, your iPad turns on, so you see right there the smart cover feature works. If you turn it all the way back, you see that it folds down pretty much right on itself. To me, that's a really good feature. In any folio case, you're going to add bulk, but in this one particularly, with it folding back so tight, that's a much better fit than sometimes you see in other cases. So that's a really good feature. This microfiber is really going to protect your iPad. And so that strap can also go over on the other side of this and do well. One other added bonus of this that many people, at least parents, are going to use is this strap actually becomes unvelcroed so that now you have the ability to attach this case to the back of a headrest in your car so that your kids can watch a movie if you're on long trips. It's a great feature for parents. It's something that I think is a great addition to the case and a great added functionality that you're not going to see from many other cases out there. As we get to this stand feature, it's one of the things that I think sets this case apart from most other folio cases out there. When you fold this case over on itself, it can go down flat. And that's great, especially if you're going to read or use it on your desk or whatnot. But if you want to begin to use it in a stand function, this stand, I'm going to go ahead and put the iPad on its face, this stand velcros down, but it pops up. And now you have the ability to place your iPad at any angle you like. I'm going to let you see it from the back side first. This angle, any angle, it's going to stick to these two Velcro pads. And so as it comes down, you can set it anywhere and it will stay. And it's a very firm base for the iPad. So when you turn it around, you can see that even as I type on it, it doesn't move much. If I hit up here, it'll move, but I'm really having to whack the screen to get this thing to move. So to me, that's one of the features that sets this case apart from most other folio cases, is the ability to have that kind of an angle. This case is really well built. The stitching is really good. One word of caution I would say, and that's only if you're probably kind of anal like me, the stitching on the underside of this, while it's not going to do any damage to your iPad glass, I have an Invisible Shield HD on the front of my iPad, and the stitching is not completely smooth in all areas. And so when I took my iPad out to use for other things, my Invisible Shield now has indentations where this stitching is, because it is a tight fit. It's meant to be a tight fit. Now, I don't think that's necessarily something that ZooGue could have done any better. That's just one of those things that I'm looking at going, I'm wondering if I want to even have a case that has a border around it, if I want to have something that it just pops into it so I don't have to worry about it. But that's more on me than it is on the case, but I thought I would mention that anyway. Again, this is the ZooGue Case Genius from ZooGue for the iPad 3 and the iPad 2. Retails for $49.99 from ZooGue.com, ZooGue.com. It's a great case if you're looking for something, especially that is just really, really professional, gives you a lot of options. This is the case you want to go for. Thanks for watching today at Big Dog Reviews. Have a great day.